Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host, Gamer K, and even during my favorite holiday, okay, it's not yet, but here in the Game Hub, another Tales from the Convention is gracing us this Hallows Eve season. And ironically, keeping in tradition with my villain month, we are going to be talking about a guy who is one of my favorite all-time Game Hub alumni. So anytime I talk about that, my Game Hub alumni, it's voice actors or actors that I have loved since I was a kid and still love to this day in a variety of TV shows. And while he does play some heroes once in a while, he is mostly known for playing some of the most craggily voiced villains throughout TV shows, throughout anime, and throughout video games. So, to hear his voice is to make you know that something awesome is going to be coming out. I am talking about the one and only Steve freaking Blum. He is I'm just going to say this, he is an absolute favorite voice actor of mine, and it's a great story. But first, let's get into some of the characters he's been in. For me, he's been in a lot of shows that I love, and if you see the thumbnail that I've used, he's been a lot. From the amazing Space Bounty Hunter that could even give Boba Fett a run for his money, Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Let's jam. Like, I swear to God, seeing him, rewatching Cowboy Bebop and seeing Spike be the charming but irritating a-hole that everyone knows him for is something in of itself, just an experience. And just to hear his voice, it always works. Not only from anime does he also do a lot of villains that I really like, but series I don't really go for that much, like Orochimaru from Naruto. I will admit, Steve Blum doing a snake dude's voice, it definitely works. And also for me, he's voiced some of my favorite cartoon characters, from Beetlemon in Digimon Frontier to Flamedramon and Black War Greymon from Digimon Adventure 02. And he's also voiced some of the most psychotic villains from the Spider-Man universe, from the Hobgoblin to the Vulture in Shattered Dimensions, to one of my favorite incarnations of the Green Goblin in the Spectacular Spider-Man, which I'm gonna say this, if many other shows can be brought back years later, can someone please pick up the Spectacular Spider-Man and bring him back? Please! He is one of the few Green Goblins that I have loved. I mean, yeah, I wasn't a kid. I was almost a teenager when I watched this. But nonetheless, hearing that cackling voice of the Goblin from Steve is just... it's an experience you just need to do. And like I said, villains is the theme of this month, and he voices not some of the greatest ones. And like I said, not just Goblin or Orochimaru, but Starscream from Transformers Prime. Look at this. Tell me, just by the design they went for Starscream, making him kind of a slender, creepy, hunched over menace, because anyone who knows Starscream knows that he's a cunning SOB, and just to have that raspy voice not only work for a metallic robotic character, but to work with a character that is so sinister and so scheming, and just that voice alone makes you feel he's gonna stab you in the back just by hugging you. And that's what the essence of Starscream is. And Blum was honestly the perfect choice for this version of the classic character. I only wish that he got to do a coronation scene, because I love a nostalgic throwback. But getting into what I have here, Steve is also responsible for 3 of my all-time favorite characters from my all-time favorite superhero show. I mean, yeah, watching Batman as a kid was fantastic. Watching the Spider-Man series was incredible. But for me, a great and original superhero TV show came in the form of Ben 10, where Blum voiced 3 amazing characters. The ultimate villain, Vilgax. And I'm talking about the original Ben 10, not Alien Force or the other ones, because Vilgax's voice has changed. But throughout Ben 10, hearing Vilgax's voice throughout the show just invoked an essence of fear. And the fact that he's kind of the squid alien monster, Blum's voice just adds to raspy voice, just adds to that creep factor that when you're a kid and you hear this voice through on Ben 10, you know it's an evil presence. Not only that, but he voices 2 of my all-time favorite villains, Ghost Freak, and I swear to God, Ghost Freak. Like, the entirety of Ghost Freak is with not just with the character itself and his movements, but the voice coming from a non-mouth character, until we get to the actual Ghost Freak, and that form with the voice is just perfect. I try to do a Ghost Freak voice as best as I can. Ghost Freak. And it's just gorgeous. It made me love the voice, and it made me love the characters a lot. In other words, you're going down, clown. What's wrong? You're not scared of old Ghost Freak. Yeah, I kind of see myself as an amateur mimic when it comes to voice actors, and I try to get them as perfect as I can. But I'm digressing. And then the alien that started it all. The very first transformation Ben ever did was the pyro alien that everyone loved. Heat Blast! Oh my God! Every time he used Heat Blast, I would cheer, because Heat Blast is my favorite alien for 3 reasons. 1, again, he was the first alien that Ben ever transformed into, which sort of solidified him as his first alien, obviously. Secondly, just the design, that you can believe that this pyro alien is alive, and it's something that's could be realistic if aliens existed and had supernatural abilities or superpowers. And thirdly, every time something goes bad for Heat Blast, Steve's voice just adds to the effect that it is a 10-year-old voicing this grown alien. And it just freaking works, because whenever they try to make a character seem like they're at a certain age, it kind of loses the translation. But the way they do the mannerisms and the lines, Blum just sticks it, and it's beautiful. And going to what I got signed, my season 1 Ben 10 DVD that I've had for years, because I didn't know about online anime sites, but for all my times I wanted to watch Ben 10, that when it wasn't on TV, I had to get this signed, and here we are. I'm going to cover up that because... So we got, oh man, because Heat Blast's catchphrase a lot. And we got Steve Blum, Heat Blast, Ghost Freak, and Vilgax. And and meeting Steve was an overall experience. I was waiting in line with my Ben 10 DVD, and when it was my turn, I greeted him. I gave him a good handshake, and this was around, let me think, my second convention before the pandemic, I think, so 2018. or yeah, that sounds about right. 2018 Fan Expo Canada. This is a treasure of mine. I love DVDs of TV shows because when websites fail and shows are taking off streaming services, DVDs are the best thing. And this is a prized treasure of mine because I love Ben 10 so much. I had to get the seasons, and I had to get this one signed because it's what started it all for me. And when I talked to Steve, like, and as he was signing it, he did the oh man because of how much I talked about how much I love the show and how much it was my favorite superhero show and how much I love his characters, like not just the Ben 10 characters, but every character that he's ever been, and also including the Toonami spokes guy. I can't remember his name because it's been a good while, but you all know who I'm talking about. On Toonami, when it would go to the commercials, or he would say, Toonami will be right back with Naruto up next on Toonami. Like, to have that voice talking to you every weekend during your shows, that's another experience. So I almost burst out, I almost cried. Like, tears started falling in my eyes as I was talking to him. I was talking about how awesome I thought he was, how amazing his characters were, and that these characters could not be any more perfect if he wasn't voicing them. And I was just thanking him for making my childhood. Okay, not my childhood, but no, you know what? My childhood, because he was in Digimon Adventures 2, Digimon Frontier, Ben 10, Spectacular Spider-Man, so a good majority of my childhood and a good majority of my preteen years. And he made them fantastic with the characters that he invoked. And every time, and I found out that he's in a lot of my new stuff too. Like in the game Judgment, he voices oh shoot. Oh god. Just one second, guys. While I'm doing a little internet search, here's a gif of the Green Goblin from Spectacular. The name is on the tip of my tongue. I don't know why. Okay, this is really starting to annoy me. Higashi. I had to go through my data files in order to find it, but it's Higurashi. And here's an awesome image of him. And yeah, this game came out the year I met Blum. Oh no, wait, this came out in 2019, so year after. But still, here's the funny thing. Every time I meet someone at Fan Expo or anywhere at a convention, later on, they get involved in pretty cool stuff. I'm not kidding. Like when I'm, like one awesome actor who I will not name because I haven't made the video for him yet. He's going to be in the next Spider-Man game. So that's awesome finding that out. And a movie actor who people know from a certain TV show that my family knows him from a really awesome movie. He's going to be in the next God of War game. And when I met Steve Blum in 2018, the year after, Judgment came out and he was in it. Like, I don't know how. Maybe it's just absolute dumb luck that that's happened. Yeah, it happens to a good majority of people I meet. So, hell, maybe I'm some possessed good luck charm or something. But overall, meeting Blum, like, telling him that I was kind of crying because meeting him, like, every time I meet one of these actors who, meeting an amazing voice actor of something that I've got into recently, like Ruby or the DC Legends show or the DC CW shows, meeting them is always fantastic. But meeting someone who made your childhood what it was, and that's an experience I think a lot of my friends who go to the conventions and have met people from who voice stuff from their childhood can say that it is an absolute experience. It's like going to Disney World again and getting to see all those beloved characters that you grew up watching on the TV and then meeting them in real life. It's just like that for Fan Expo. I mean, when you meet someone who's voiced characters that you have loved your entire childhood, and they've pretty much cemented your fan base into a series, I think that's one of the best things about about liking something nerdy. Because how often can sports fans say, "Oh yeah, I met Michael Jordan and he signed this basketball"? Very rarely. That's why the geek fandom of anime, video games, TV shows, movies, that kind of stuff is where your memories of watching these shows and playing these games, it's where it really solidifies. And meeting Steve Blum is honestly one of the pinnacle moments of my life. Okay, not the pinnacle moments of my life, but when it comes to meeting a celebrity and someone who's really inspired you and really made you love a show, there's a goddamn reason so many people love this dude. So yes, meeting Steve Blum, I think he's up there in the top 5 of meeting people from conventions. Yeah, definitely up there. And that's it for this month's Tales from the Conventions, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you enjoyed my tale. Like, comment, subscribe down below. And if things happen the way I think they are, you know what? No, I'm going to constantly take December off from my convention tales whenever it's up to that. So, I'll be seeing you guys in the new year, January. Second video of the month. So, hope you guys are enjoyed for that one. And and like my other ones, I ain't giving you any clues of who I'm going to talk about. So, enjoy the Halloween season, guys. This is Gamer K from Tales from the Conventions, logging out.